HooHooHooRobin.
Now, suffice to say, if I was to pay for it, it would have to be a young, hot chick. You know?
What are you talking? Oh, what?
A little discussion we were having during commercial.
Yeah, Norton saves his best stuff when we go to break, and then I have to look at him like, why aren't you talking about this on the air? He went to Sacramento. He's a successful touring comic when he's not doing the Opie and Anthony show. He pretty much goes somewhere every weekend. He was in Sacramento, and he had 3 sold-out shows. The 4th show was pretty much sold out as well, and all the fans were there, and everyone's saying he killed, and then he went back to Adam and Ariel's house, the couple that is in the lead as sexiest state in America, which there is a controversy on that, but we'll get to that in a second. And he went back to their apartment just to meet their creepy friend Ed. These people think you're a rock star when you're not on stage, bro.
They know I'm an ass.
And then what did you get? You got a massage?
Last night before I flew home.
Now, this is a prime example of somebody who does this so much, who pays for women's company so much that it's nothing special anymore. Right. It's nothing you look forward to like it would somebody who never does it and would really go through the shopping process and make sure you're paying for the best thing you could possibly get. Like, I've never paid for it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's something I just...
Why are you looking at us
I know,
shock?
Weird.
I in recent history have stopped girls from giving me Hummers because I had one I wanted to pay for later that night. I'd rather pay for it.
Isn't that odd?
Why would you rather pay for it?
I don't know.
It's
wish
just
I
the
knew.
way he is.
It's part of the dirty factor?
I don't
You're
know,
just feeling
man.
like extra naughty?
Probably.
I just like the idea of it. Like, here's the cash. Blah, blah, blah. You know, there's just something about that exchange.
That is
Wait, so
saying
you'll blow
something
off like
about
a hot,
yourself.
like groupie or something, let's say?
No, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I'm not going to blow off a 9 just to pick up a 7 or a 6 for money.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll do a little psychoanalysis here. Jimmy is so self-hating that he feels...
He's not
he
worthy?
has to pay for it.
Like he's not worthy and he has to pay for it.
shouldn't be getting it for free.
Right.
Like the girl has to get some type of compensation for doing stuff to him.
You know, it's because I hate my fat tits, so whenever I'm paying for it, I don't care that they're dangling.
Right.
I'm like, God, play with my nipples.
Now you'd be
get what I want.
self-conscious. If the girl's doing this for free, he's a little more self-conscious about what's going on. If he's paying, it's like, screw you, bitch. I'm paying you. That's why you're here with me.
Yeah, exactly. We all know this is honest. It's going to be awful for you. Just play with my nipples. We'll both dissociate and get through it.
So now, if I was paying for it, it would be I would shop around to find the best, hottest chick for the money I was paying.
But sometimes it's not, you know, Jim and I have discussed this. Sometimes it's not about the hotness of a chick.
What is it about?
Sometimes the slobs, you know, try a little harder, give you a little extra, and that's kind of a turn on too.
Well, Jimmy, what did you have?
Well, I was in Sacramento. I said, you know what? I'm flying home in a couple hours. Why not get a massage? Relax myself a little bit. That's good on the air. Coughing.
But it's not about the massage.
Well, no, it's about the end of the massage.
Right.
And this girl was $100, and I went to her online.
Girl.
Yeah.
Stop saying girl.
All right, this 49-year-old...
49-year-old woman he's paying
and
for.
how did you know she was 49?
I looked at her online. She looked good, and there was a picture of her hiney up in the air, and the thong was barely covering... You know, so she looked like she really had like a nice little hot dog pack down there, which I like, a nice big lips. So I'm like, all right, this is the girl for me. She comes over, she gets lost. She comes in like has that old lady reek of cigarettes. You know that old lady?
Oh my God, no!
Do you know the old lady cigarette smell?
Yeah.
It's in their hair and
she looked good in the picture. What was a brand new AMC Pacer behind her?
Her fingernails were all yellow from all the smoking she does.
Oh, dude, she had on like brown.
What do you want, honey?
She had slacks on. They were like mom slacks. Brown mom slacks. And she had a bunt, and her breasts were kind of like awful.
I'm 50 years old.
I'm 50 years old.
Don't I look good? I'm 50 years old.
$100. I'm like, all right.
$100.
So I lay down on my stomach, and she starts giving me the massage, and she strips down to the thong. But it didn't. Here's what, like, you ever see somebody with a bunt put a thong on? They pull the thong up high. Do you know? So the thong comes all the way up to almost their belly button, and it's covering their bunt.
Oh no! That is horrible,
And
man.
she had a dark tattoo of a flower right by her crotch, but it was almost like an old sailor tattoo.
It was like an old guy, his arm
like-
is all like black and blued, it looks like.
Ozzy's knuckle color, like the Ozzy on his knuckle, like that type of color.
It's lost any brightness to it whatsoever.
It was awful, and I'm looking at it, I can kind of see the lips. I'm like, I'm getting turned on.
Ugh.
And she's like, yeah, not bad for a grandmother. And I was like,
Oh, no way.
swear to God.
Not bad for a grandmother.
How did you know she was 49?
She told me.
No, that means she's older than 49. Who are you kidding?
You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. I mean,
You got to add a minimum of 5 years onto that.
She's
You
probably
have to.
53, 54
She
years
probably
old.
was, 53, 54.
It was $100
Wow,
bucks.
Especially
dude.
if she says 49.
That is really, really heinous.
Well, she was massaging me, and I don't know why. She's like, "Do you want to massage me?" And her ass looked like 2 lima beans. It was long and flat. But I massaged it anyway, and I was trying to like peek between the legs, and then
Why?
I don't know.
See, now I'm with Anthony. Now at this point, I'm out.
I had to get I had to get on a plane. I had a full rod, and I'm like, I was trying to get her to drink from the mule, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know."
Did you hug her after she got out of the bathtub and then run out of the room?
Dude, that's exactly. I wrote about her, and that's exactly who I referenced her
Did
as.
she claw at Danny's sweater?
Danny. Oh,
Danny,
that is
who did this
exactly
to you?
who she reminded me of.
Danny, who did this? I think we better take Danny to a doctor.
When do you think maybe we should take Danny to an escort?
Oh, that's horrible.
Awful.
Old lima bean ass.
Oh, it was brutal.
She was topless too, you said?
Well, she told me I was playing with my nipples. I'm like, I just like sometimes when
Oh.
the girls rub me, I'll lay on my back and like a praying mantis, I just diddle my nipples, and it's just completely disconnect from any human contact while she does what she does to my mule. And she's like, my nipples are sensitive too, and she pops them out, and they were like, ugh.
Oh, man.
They were brutal.
Yeah, dragging on the ground all day, they would be sensitive.
Little Pinocchio noses. But I did toy with them, and she's like, I like both. She wanted me to toy with them with both hands. Because I think she just didn't want me touching other body parts, which I wouldn't have anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part. So I'm playing with her nipples,
part.
but meanwhile, I want to play with mine. So I try to, pull her thong aside. She's like, well, I don't know. I have a tampon in. So I pull it aside.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God.
She did not. She's been through menopause.
She pulled it aside, and there was a string. I just wanted to see the lips, and there's a string. It was awful. It was disgusting.
Oh.
She gave a pretty good Hummer, though. She gave a pretty good Hummer.
Of course, she's had a lot of practice,
Yeah.
many years.
Yeah, I forgot the tamp.
Oh,
She uses the old 60s technique that she learned, I'm sure. The old hippie bitch technique.
So did she whack you off?
Yeah, well, she drank.
Her arthritic
She
hand.
drank it, huh?
Well, she didn't drink
she-
it, but I mean, she was.
It's good for my osteoporosis. Just saying all the right things there, honey. How you doing tonight, darling?
Oh, you thought you were going to get action from Ariel, one half of the sexiest couple in America, and,
Yes,
and
and-
you end up with a grandma.
I thought at least I get
Nice
to watch
weekend.
Ariel. I stink.
Oh.
That's my life, dude. That's what my life is. I hang out with the hot chick, and the guy, I'm like, all right, cool, man. I get to watch him bang, and I wind up with a grandmother with a tampon.
She wearing a locket with her grandkids' pictures in it.
Or one of those old lady bracelets that has the little grandchild heads around it.
Grandchildren, little trinkets around it. The charm bracelet.
And then she
Yeah,
just
charm bracelet.
then she just took her money and left.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she had a candle she brought with her. And
My youngest just got out of college.
Dude, that's awful.
That is a really awful story,
How
and
is-
you paid for it. How much total?
Usually I enjoy your
190.
stories, but
$190?
well, 100 because it was late. She had a driver, so it was 120, and I tipped her 70 for the Hummer. I probably could have gotten
The
it for
driver was
50.
probably one of our grandkids. Ugh. That is
she had a
despicable.
driver?
Yeah, they always do for safety.
Yeah, safety. Might
Drive,
fall and break her hip.
driving Miss Daisy.
All of a sudden, I'm banging her, and I inadvertently hit her life call, and the ambulance came. It was amazing.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, driving Miss Daisy. I'm just trying to drive you to Jim Norton. That is really heinous. An
It was
old
bad.
broad.
Dude.
Is that the oldest broad you've been with? How old's the oldest gal you've been with,
In that
Jimmy?
probably in that area. I don't mess with older women. I don't
Yeah,
acknowledge
obviously you don't.
them. Well, I mean,
Aside from very recently, just
very
last
rarely,
night.
very
Dude,
rarely.
she was 20 years older than you.
I don't have that fetish at all. I don't have that.
It's
fetish.
not only not a fetish, It is something to repulse you.
I'll agree.
You can not have a fetish to something, but still, if it comes your way, take it.
Yeah.
That is somewhere I dare not venture. I assume, God willing and the river don't rise, there'll be plenty of time to bang old broads.
Yeah.
She
was awful.
You do it now, it's... I don't see any.
I paid for it.
I don't see anything sexy about that.
I don't either. It was
that
awful.
is a horrific story out of The Shining.
I just started hugging her, and she looked really good. And then I just pulled back when she started laughing. And I looked at her bed.
Oh, hot.
Robin, 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 Robin.